Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back for another episode of the Soul Food Legacy Challenge. This is part 3. So if you missed part 2, feel free to go back and check that out. In last episode, she did end up meeting the repairman. So we're going to be focusing on that relationship. We also maxed the cooking skill last episode. And so this episode, we're going to be maxing her charisma skill, as well as trying to get her advanced in the education career and working on her aspiration. As you guys can see, I did change Ranisha's hair, and I love this hair so much. It's like she just took out her braids, and now we have a beautiful, gorgeous little twist out or wash and go type style. I love it. It's really cute. So let's get into the episode. This is the repairman. His name is Julius, and she doesn't know a lot about him, but they seem to be getting along pretty decently. Ranisha does like comedy. I think that happened last episode at the cooking school when she was cooking with her mentor, Lucille, and they were just cracking up laughing. Okay, so from the hearts, we can tell that Julius is a love bug. So this relationship will probably progress really quickly. And then they also have some sentiments about each other, so we're going to check those out. So Ranisha's sentiments about Julius is that he's responsible and they have happy memories with each other. How? I don't know. They don't know each other. And Julius's sentiments about Ranisha is that she's reasonable and it's nice to meet a well-rounded sim. So now she's just letting him know, like, we're having a party tonight. You should come through, you know. It's going to be a dinner party, kind of low-key, but fun. So she's inviting him to the dinner party that we're going to be hosting tonight, because with this challenge, we do have to host 10 successful dinner parties. I don't plan on all of them being at nighttime, though. Like, I want to just do this when it's convenient. But here is a pro tip. If you host these dinner parties, you don't have to really focus on the charisma skill all that much, even though we have to max it, because as they're hosting these parties, it's giving them charisma. So you guys will see how fast her charisma skill goes up just by hosting parties. Okay, so here we are at the party, and Rico's here, and there is Ranisha's brother, Derek. So he's just greeting his uncle, seeing what's up with him. He hasn't seen him in a while. I don't think we've seen Derek since like episode 1. So they're just kind of catching up while our girl Ranisha does some barbecuing. I don't think I had her cook that much. Why she just put the food on the floor and step on it, I don't know. But yeah. So we're just waiting for all the guests to arrive. I had her make some extra food because I think they have like 14 guests. And you guys can see Julius over here. He's already feeling Ranisha so much. I could tell this is going to be a very interesting relationship between the two of them, because they're not in a group, and yet every time I look up, Julius is behind her. So okay, so here we have Karma. This is the teen that kind of curved Rico last episode and ran away from him, and he was so embarrassed. And behind Karma is a new sim who's new to the neighborhood that Ranisha decided to invite, just, you know, to get to know her new neighbors a little bit. And her name is Jabria. So Rico does think Jabria is pretty, but he notices Karma, and he was already interested in Karma. So he's for sure gonna get to know Jabria, but he is still very much interested in Karma, even though she curved him and was mean to him at school last episode. So we're reaching those goals, which is exciting. The potatoes are done. She put the food on the floor again because, of course. And Rico went inside to talk to the girls, because why wouldn't he? So he's getting to know Jabria a little bit because Karma did curve him. And as much as he likes her, like, he does not like the feeling of being embarrassed by her at school. So Jabria has the sentiment about Rico that he's interesting, and Rico thinks that Jabria is responsible. So he's just sitting here talking to himself like a weirdo. Okay, now he realizes they both left the room. So this is a cool little party. They're all just hanging out. I don't know who the guy in the yellow is. I have no idea who that is, but he's definitely enjoying his time with his cousins and Jabria and Karma. So back outside, and Ranisha and Julius are getting a game of spades going. They're playing with Michaela, so we already have a close relationship with Michaela. That's the kid that's sitting there, Michaela Newman. And I just want Ranisha to try and get to a place where her and Michaela are friends by the end of the episode, because that'll be one down. And Michaela does have a brother who's a toddler, and I have been working on that relationship as well. And you guys see Miss Lucille back there behind Derek, and Karma is over here talking to Rico. I did not make her come out here to talk to him, so I don't know how this is going to go with them. It can go one of two ways. I just hope Rico doesn't end up getting embarrassed again. Okay, so playing spades gets up the logic skill, and so Ranisha gained a logic skill, so now she's at logic skill 2. I don't know, it looks like the two of them are kind of feeling each other a little bit now. She's actually kind of being nice to him. It's a big change from last time. Okay, so Rico has a crush on Karma. We all already knew that, though. We all knew from him chasing her down last episode at the school that he already had a crush on her. So maybe he just likes it when girls are mean to him. Okay, and we did learn that Karma is mean. Maybe that's why she embarrassed him at first. And we did not know that she had the mean trait, so that probably had a lot to do with it. And Jabria made her way out here, and she's just talking to Karma. And it's so funny how the two of them kind of match. Their outfits look so similar. So the party is just booming right now. They're having lots of fun. And I just want to take a minute to appreciate, like, look at how gorgeous Jabria is. She is so pretty. I almost want Rico to try and like curve Karma and get to know Jabria more, but Rico, his crush is on Karma, so he does want to end up ultimately maybe even dating her or having the potential to, because he likes her. So it's about 8:30, and Ranisha and Julius are gonna have some drinks. And so we're going to get ready to send Rico to his uncle's when Uncle goes home. That way Julius and Ranisha can have some time together. We already reached our party goals, which is great. So we now have like one successful party down. How her outfit got changed, I don't know, but our girl is toasted. She is very inebriated right now. We are gonna have the two of them slip out of the party for a little bit. It is 9:30 in the game. I think both of these Sims, you can see that they both had a little bit too much to drink, so they're very excited to just go off by themselves and spend a quiet moment together. This is all really sudden, guys. Yes, I know, but sometimes stuff just happens. And they're really enjoying each other's company, and they're both a little bit inebriated, so. Okay, and so they have romantic satisfaction. I'm gonna send Rico to his uncles because it's getting a little bit wild over here. So we're going to have him go stay with Uncle Derek. And then these two are going to head back to the party. And they're still very much inebriated. Listen, our girl has goals to meet and little time to waste. So, you know, they just jumped right into it. No pun intended. And so we're going to see what ends up coming of this. I'm hoping that this isn't going to be just a one-night stand type thing for our girl, because she did like him before they got a little too drunk at the party and ended up here. So we'll see what ends up becoming of this relationship. And this is the next morning. And yes, I know it's the very next morning, but this is The Sims. So she's going to take a pregnancy test, because the challenge said you have to get married to the repairman and have a baby by the repairman. It did not say it had to be the same repairman that you had a baby with. And it didn't say you had to get married first. So we're doing this in no particular order, but our girl is pregnant. Okay, so it is Sunday and we're going to have another dinner party, but we're going to do it early. And we are not going to tell Rico about the pregnancy because he's been doing so much better in school. He hasn't been ditching. So we're not going to mess things up for him and tell him just yet. I'm going to have Ranisha go take a nap to get ready for the next dinner party that we're going to have. And that'll put us at 2 out of the 10 dinner parties if everything goes well. Okay, and Rico's going through a mean streak, so now we're definitely not going to tell him. Maybe we'll wait until the second trimester and then tell him. Alright, so you guys see Miss Lucille, our mentor, is knocking at the door, so I'm going to wake Ranisha up, and that's someone who we trust to tell that we're pregnant. So she's going to go tell Miss Lucille that she's pregnant, and it's going to obviously be a shock because Miss Lucille didn't even know that Ranisha knew any men, let alone entertained any. So we'll see how she reacts to the news. So it looks like she has mixed feelings. Maybe a little bit disappointment, and then she's kind of laughing at us a little bit. She's like, girl, how? I didn't even know you were in a relationship. And then you guys just saw Karma bust in to the house, and Rico is sleeping, like he's resting up for the party too. So I was really surprised when Karma came bursting in through the door and went straight to Rico's room and asked him to go to the prom with her. So of course we're gonna go to the prom with her. Like, we like Karma. And that was a surprise to Rico because he really didn't even think that this girl liked him the way that she treats him. She's one of those girls that's like mean to boys that they like just because she doesn't know any other way to be. And so we're not going to make him like rascals, but it looks like Karma is attracted to Rico, which is very surprising. Okay, guys, so this is dinner party number 2. I like it because it's going to give us charisma, but then it's very repetitive. So Julius is here. We invited less Sims just because I felt like that would make it more manageable. And we're not going to tell Julius that we're pregnant because we just don't know him well enough to know how he was going to react. So she's not going to tell him that right now. We don't know if he'd be happy to have a child. We don't know what. And so we're not going to tell them. We're going to let them live in new relationship bliss before we break the news to him. And that's our new neighbor. His name is Marquise. He's so cute. But he is married. So we're going to stop looking at Marquise like that. Okay, that is Marquise and his wife. And she has a beautiful voice, so we did learn that about her. she can really, really sing and is not shy at all to do it in front of everybody at the party. I did skip over a lot of the dinner party, so you guys are just seeing a little bit of the footage because once again, it's just it can be a little repetitive. So I might do some of the dinner parties off camera, but this is just a show that we did do 2 of the dinner parties and they went well both times. So I'll probably end up playing off camera and doing a few of these just because it's so repetitive. But she's getting to know one of the neighborhood boys right now. And yeah, it's just a cute little party. So I did want to just include this to show that Rico does like Karma, but he also likes Jabria too. Like, he is really bonding with Jabria and connecting with her. He learned that she has the research and debate skills, so Jabria is just a good girl. Like, and he just gets the vibe that she's a good girl. And Rico can be a little bit of a troublemaker, so that'll be interesting. But the 2 of them did just become really good friends. And Rico has a crush on Jabria. So it'll be interesting to see how it plays out between Jabria, Karma, and Rico, and which one he chooses to engage with further. So he's just getting to know Jabria more and more, and they're just enjoying the party. He's going to play some video games now with his little cousins and Jabria. And Ranisha is going to do some cooking with some of the neighborhood kids to try and get those relationships up, because we do need to have 3 friendships with neighborhood kids. So they're just going to cook a meal so that I can work on those relationships. And Julius is right here in the kitchen with us, so I guess he's going to help us cook with the kids, which is kind of adorable. At this point, he doesn't know that Ranisha's pregnant because we haven't told him yet, but we're definitely going to be telling him before the episode ends. And he's just cooking with the kids, which I think is super sweet. So hopefully he's happy about the fact that we're expecting, even though Julius and Ranisha don't know each other like at all. Hopefully he's not too bothered by the fact that they're having a baby now. And the party is very, very busy. Like, you guys can see all the Sims. I don't think I'm going to invite this many Sims to the next party, but she did get up to charisma level 6, so highly recommend that if you guys are doing this challenge, you guys actively do the parties at least every time you play it, just so it's not so repetitive and it's spaced out. So now that the party is over, Julius and Ranisha are grading papers. Ranisha asked him to help her. And so she's just trying to get to know as much as she can about this dude before she has to let him know that she is pregnant. And you guys can see Rico outside just helping his mom clean up. He's really shaping up to be very responsible, even though Rico doesn't know yet that his mom is pregnant. He just wants to make sure that she's not left to do this, because she's still only at level 4 of the education career, and I do want her to end up getting a promotion or 2 before we end this episode. So she's gonna have to go to work now. I don't think that I finished grading papers, which that's totally fine. We still need the income coming in. And so Rico has been working on his handiness skill. He's been doing lots of crafting, and as you guys can see, he's listed some of his creations on Plopsy. So that's a way that Rico can make some extra income. And now they're both off to work in school. And so we're going to see what happens if she gets promoted or not. I don't think so, but we'll see. So Rico ended up inviting over a classmate, and Ranisha did not get promoted, but that's okay. We're going to keep working on it. So obviously she's hungry. She's very pregnant. And at this point, you can see that she's pregnant. So we're going to have to tell Rico before the day is out. So I'm going to have her get ready to work on just letting him know that she is pregnant. So the two of them are sitting down and having a meal together. And Rico did not have a good day at school. So we're not going to tell him right now. Like, you can see all over his face, like, he just did not have a good day at school. So we'll wait until he gets in a little bit of a better mood before we let him know about his brother or his sister, because we don't know how he's going to react to that. And our girl is over here working on that debate skill that we need to get up in order for her to get promoted. And I kind of have it in fast mode because I don't know, this challenge is really challenging. I don't know if it's because I don't do challenges, but I feel like I'm getting nowhere. So they went to sleep for the next day. And I believe we reached that skill, but if not, I'll have her work on it in the morning before she heads off to work, just to make sure that we can get a promotion. So she did end up reaching that skill level in the morning. I had to wake her up the next day to get her there, but we did get there. So Rico's just having some breakfast because he does also have school in a little bit. And Rico doesn't have a homework booklet, so he never does his homework, but he's not pressed about it. Like, at this point, he doesn't even want to go to college. He wants to open up a small business and do something, maybe working with the handiness skill. He's more of an entrepreneur than he is, like, he needs to have his head stuck in a book all the time, even though Rico does like to read. So we're going to have Rico come and repair this, or just mop up the puddles, because I think she replaced it already, but that's fine. And I think now is the time for her to tell him. So she's going to go ahead and share the news about the baby with Rico before they go to school. And then that way, if he's mad or upset or feeling away about it, at least he'll have time to cool off at school. He won't be at home. So she's just letting him know, and he's excited. Like, Rico's excited to be a big brother. He already has lots of little cousins that he plays with that are young, and so he's looking forward to having a new sibling. We're going to say no, he doesn't like deception, and then they're going to be off for school and work. So our girl is headed to work to hopefully get promoted. And Rico already left out for school. And so now we just have to wait and see. Okay, so Rel is calling Rico, but Rico's at school. So we'll just hit okay, and hopefully he'll talk to him after school. And we're in our second trimester. Okay, Karma wants to come over. Rico's going to say sure. He's just going to sit outside and wait for her while we wait for Ranisha to get home from work. And Karma's here, so he's going to just start hanging out with Karma outside of the house, because he knows he's not allowed to have girls inside the house when his mom is not home. So they're just going to hang out here and talk while we wait for Ranisha to come home from work. They're so cute. He really does like Karma a lot, and she's crushing on him too. We'll probably end up having prom next episode, and I never played through prom either, so that'll be interesting. I just hope that it's not as empty and dry as high school, because that is a very dry playthrough. So they're just flirting while we wait, and Ranisha is home. She did not get promoted, so the two of them are going to hang out and play video games for a little bit. And then we do have to grade papers again and just fight through to try and get that promotion. And Ranisha just woke up from taking a nap, an after work nap, because she needs lots of rest and lots of food. So we're just having her cook up something with Rico. It's one of the things that they like to do together, and Rico just left and our girl just stopped cooking, but I'm gonna have her get back to it because she is hungry. That's that pregnancy brain right there, where she just forgets what she was gonna do and completely lost track of herself for a minute. But okay, so she's done cooking. She's having a mood swing. This pregnancy, she's been sad like a lot from mood swings. Rico's gonna come grab something to eat, and then we're gonna get them ready for a new day. It is Tuesday at almost 7:30 in the game. And as you guys can see, I think that some of Rico's knife blocks that he was selling, I think that they were purchased. So we'll be able to sell those to get our simoleons up for the baby because it's just not enough money. So Rico's resting, getting ready for the next day. And it's about probably 9, I believe. So it's good that he's going to sleep nice and early to get ready for school. And our girl's just getting papers graded so that we can make sure and be certain that she is going to get promoted. So this is the next morning. Ranisha cooked breakfast, and we have our little handyman in the bathroom repairing the sink for his mom, because he knows that that's something that he enjoys doing, is getting his fun up as well, because he loves the handiness skill. And so they're just gonna eat some breakfast and get ready for work and school. And they're headed out, and we're gonna wait to see if we get promoted finally, because at least that's something that we're getting done. We're probably not gonna max the charisma skill, and that's okay. We'll just work on it more. We're already, I believe, at level 6 of charisma, so we just have to put in more work. And Rico made it home from school. Now, and there's Ranisha, and she did get promoted. So now she's at level 5 of the cooking career. So we're getting there. It's taking a while, but we're definitely moving up. And now we're gonna just host a dinner party because it's getting really hard for Ranisha to hide the fact that she's pregnant. Julian is her boyfriend. Julius is her boyfriend. So we're gonna end up telling him that we're pregnant because it's very obvious. Like, you can definitely see the big baby bump that wasn't there at the beginning of the episode. So we're gonna call him up and host a dinner party and let him know that we are expecting a baby. So now it's time for the dinner party, and we're gonna let Julius know, but Julius is gonna invite his son over. Ranisha and Julius don't know each other very well, and so she's just now finding out that he has a son, and so she definitely wants to meet his son, especially now that her son, the one that she's carrying, is going to have another brother. So she wants to meet his son, and she's definitely taken aback by the fact that Julius does have a son, but at least with that, like, she knows he's going to be a good dad because he already has a son who lives with him full time. Okay, so she just told him, and I think he's trying to woohoo, but we're not going to do that. We're going to hang out with his son a little bit. There's his son right back behind us, and his son's name is Marquise. And so Ranisha's going to introduce herself to Marquise, and we do have some impressions that I want to check out. And so Marquise thinks that Ranisha is responsible, even though she's pregnant. Maybe he doesn't know yet. And Ranisha thinks that Marquise is really fun to be around. And she just gets the vibe that Julius is a really good dad. And so she's just going to get to know and talk to them a little bit more. I don't think that Rico and Marquise had any interactions. Rico's just inside the house making his mom something to eat because he just wants to be more helpful now that he knows that she's pregnant. And so he'll probably be getting his cooking skill up quite a bit in the next upcoming episodes because he does want to be a good son and help his mom through the pregnancy, especially because he doesn't know Julius like that. He met Julius, I believe, at the beginning of this episode, but still, like, he's like, Mom, you don't know him like that. I don't know him like that. So if you need anything, just let me know. He's such a good son. And you guys see Ranisha talking to one of the neighborhood kids. So another thing that I'm going to be doing in the next coming episode, Rico has to go to the bathroom, but another thing I'm going to be doing in the next upcoming episode is we're going to be babysitting some of the neighborhood kids to try and get those relationships up. Jabria is a neighborhood kid, and that is the girl that Rico is kind of interested in outside of Karma. And so that's one of the relationships that Ranisha can form with neighborhood kids and their parents. Rico's little friend Jabria from school. And then we're also going to do the Newman kids. So one of the party goals was to call everybody to the meal. We're going to do that. And then after that, we're probably going to wrap up the party. And Julius and Marquise, we'll just have to get to know them a little bit better in the next episode. Maybe we'll have them go on a camping trip or something like that. I think that could be kind of fun. So look out for that. So while she still has the energy to interact and engage in the party, even though we already reached all our party goals, and this is party number 3 out of 10, but I do want her to go and engage with Jabria and try and see if she can make a friend. Alright guys, and that's going to do it for this episode of the Soul Food Legacy Challenge. Looks like we did make some strides with Jabria, and we are already friends with Jabria's mom, Trish, so that works out just fine. And so our mom-to-be is now at Charisma level 7, and this is where we are with the challenge so far. So thank you guys so much for keeping up with me playing this Soul Food Legacy Challenge by Simsiga. And I will see you all in episode 4. Bye, guys.